Hi, welcome to the first in a series of Dom Says. The first thing Dom says is that Gordon Brown, what a fucking joke he is. Only just taken over from Tony Blair 3 days ago, and already he's been on the telly giving a press conference about how we've got terrorists at the airport. Sounds a bit like Die Hard 2. And then terrorists in London again. How boring. It's just like the same plots, just recycling again and again. Anyway, on Friday morning, his breakfast news programme was making a song and dance about how a suspicious car was found outside a nightclub in London at 2 in the morning, and no one seemed to know how it got there. How can you not know how a car gets there? There's all the CCTV footage. You're watching the streets every minute of every day, and with Brown's chief idiots in charge, alleged Justice Minister Jack Straw, and you wouldn't trust him to tie his own shoelaces, so I put him in charge, Des Brown, and the Defence Minister. So obviously Gordon Brown's trying to make himself look important with this. As if anyone would give a hoot, and we all know he's just a very dour bore. And what's happened today? Oh yes, a couple of blokes who've driven the car into Glasgow Airport. They can't just use the pay and display like everyone else. But as the car allegedly set on fire, the blokes inside were set on fire, and the blokes were of Asian appearance, so of course that means they must be bad. Boring. It's amazing just how he's managed all this just within 3 days of taking power, thanks to 2 staged attempts to instill a climate of fear in London and Glasgow. What I think's happened is that all they've done is Gordon Brown's gone out there, he's paid a couple of stuntmen of Asian appearance to drive into the front of the airport so he can raise the national security level to the highest it's ever been, and then get the detention period of 90 days for terrorist suspects in place, meanwhile appearing on TV to look as if he gives a shit, and he'll fool enough of the people all the time to vote him in and get Labour a 4th term. It's almost like Max Clifford's in charge. I didn't vote for him, Blair, never would, never vote for any of that Labour lot, not my bag at all. That said, with the Diana tribute coming up, when's that? Oh, it's tomorrow. Shortly after Tony Blair took over, Princess Diana died and the whole country was racked with grief. And it was Gordon's turn. He'll get on TV going, "Oh, look at me, I really care." No doubt he'll make a speech there. Let's all unite in a feeling of grief. And why don't we have a 2-minute silence as well? God, you should say things like that for November the 11th. That's what, well, it's an anniversary thing, and that's when we're supposed to remember people who've died, not just have a minute's silence whenever you see fit, whatever the reason. Anyway, that's enough for now. If I carry on, I'll just end up ranting about the government all day. And why not? I mean, they provide so much fodder for it. Especially someone like Ruth Kelly, who thought she could deal with education but then still sent her kids to a private school. Then she took over housing, made a dog's dinner out of home information packs. When she got out there before the new planned date of August the 1st. No doubt whoever takes over, they'll just quietly drop parts of it and even more parts of it until you get to the point where there's nothing left of it, because now they've already reduced it so far so that when it starts, you need a house with 4 bedrooms or more in order to qualify to have one of these home information packs. And even then you can say you've got 3 bedrooms and a study, so you don't have to get one of these packs. It's like a poison chalice in a way. And now she's on with transport. That means congestion charging and ripping off motorists any which way she can. What's she going to do next? Create a post for a minister of religion? Teaching kids about Opus Dei, a secretive and elitist movement in which they find God in everything. Get a life.